tournament video, and in this video I'll be giving guys some announcements, info, and some tutorial regarding the YouTuber hosted 2v2 Bedwars tournament. So some context first, me, Crown, and Natural Kevin hosted a 2v2 Bedwars tournament that will happen next Saturday. Now, please, if you are interested, please join the Discord server down below and make sure to bring a partner with you so you have a duo when the tournament starts. So, you are only allowed to register in the event 1 hour before the tournament because me, Crown, and some other King's Clan admins have already hosted a solo tournament, right? We have already hosted a solo Bedwars tournament, and let's just say it kind of flopped because we opened registration 1 week before the event. And what happened was that a lot of people joined, a lot of people registered, but on the day of the event, a lot of people didn't show up because of the time schedules. So you're only allowed to register on the exact date of the event so that we are sure and justify that you are going to join in the tournament. So without further ado, let's do this. So for more info regarding the tournament on the server or some rules, it'll be in the description down below. So now for the main tutorial. So let me just build something real quick. Let me get this and this side. So think of this as the generator in Bedwars, right? Think of this as the gen in Bedwars. And so first things off, when the game starts, decide who's bridging, right? And once you've decided who's bridging, if your role is the defender, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna give your iron all of your iron to the bridger. So let's say I'm the bridger, right? Oh, I have an iron sword, I'm so cool. So let's say I'm the bridger, you're gonna give me all your iron. And once you have 40 iron, get out of the gen, buy blocks, and start bridging, right? But if you are the defender, you only do one type of defense, and I'll show you what the defense looks like. So basically it's Jartex defense, like JRBW Jartex. So which looks like this. So we're gonna do this. It kind of looks like a butterfly defense, right? It kind of looks like a butterfly defense, but instead of glass, you're gonna do wood. Reason we're doing this is because sometimes waiting for glass kind of takes forever. So yeah, that's the defense. Now for the bridging method, there are only 2 types of bridging method that you should do, and that is 2 stacking, which looks like this. I'll give you a brief tutorial. So place block after, so jump, place block, jump, place block, jump, boom, place block, jump. Okay. So that's 2 stacking, and the other bridging method I suggest you use is 1 stack, which looks like this. Now let's give some pros and cons of both bridging methods. So with one stacking and 2 stacking. So I'm gonna switch to survival. And I'm gonna bridge all the way with the pink wall with 2 stacking, and with the red wall I'm gonna bridge until my block ends on 1 stacking. So let's start bridging. So I bridged with 2 stacking, and in 64 blocks, here's what the main bridge looks like. Now things that you can see. Okay, so we can see that 2 stacking makes a lot of room for both players. So like let's say, oh, we have enough room to go up really quickly, and you can even do nice bridge fights with it. And it doesn't really take a lot of height, like 1 stacking, which also in a bit. It doesn't really take a lot of height, but it does get up a lot of length or speed. As you can see here, it may not be that high, but the length or the area it covers is really long, which is really important when catching up to your opponent. Now let's take a look at 1 stacking. Also, another thing I mentioned is that when you 2 stack, it does take a lot of blocks. So if you were to 2 stack, you gotta need a lot of blocks. Now let's switch to 1 stacking. Okay, I didn't really do a perfect one stack, but let's compare. So as we can see on one stack, we can go extremely high with an absurd small amount of blocks. With only a stack of blocks, we can go this high. But here are the cons of one stacking. It's really hard to get up with your teammate. As you can see, it's really slow, and it's kind of really tough to fight players on a one stack. As what we can see from a two stack perspective, it goes really fast and we can get a lot of coverage with this. Now, while one stacking's main pro is having covered extreme heights and taking not that much amount of blocks, it doesn't really take up much of area, unlike two stacking. The important part is when you bridge, it's not just about whether covering height, because you are going to bridge all the way to height limit, so it doesn't really matter if you can go really high, because both teams is going to be of the same height at this point. What we take a look at is we need to make a lot of room for both players, and the winner for that is two stacking. So now both bridging methods are extremely good for this tournament, for this category. I do suggest using two stack. Since you are gonna get a lot of blocks in the first place, just go for two stack. You can just platform or cover a lot of area. Speaking of platform, right? So let's get another set of wool. Now, let's say you make it the height limit, right? Let's say you're bridging a few more blocks, and boom, you make it to height limit. What you're gonna do now? So first off, let's say you're height limit. You're gonna start flat bridging or straight bridging, because you can't go any higher. You're at height limit. What are you going to do about it? You're gonna start bridging, and maybe you might even go diagging. Now, some things to notice that once you see your opponent, my main tip for you, it's the only tip I'll give for you guys, or one of the main tips I'll give for you guys, do not push your opponent straight away. What you're going to do is that make a platform with the remainder of your blocks, like so, like this. The reason being is that if you were just to fight them on a narrow flat bridge, you are going to get knocked off pretty easily. Now you can't win. You can win. I'm not saying you can't win. You are going to win. Except that you have a lot of more chance where your fights will end up in a suicide where both of you will die. Now, killing your opponent is the most important thing, right? Well, you living in order to get to their base is also a really important thing. It's what they call getting pressure in the early game. So the reason you're platforming, right? Your opponent's also gonna platform. The reason you're platforming is that you're gonna fight them. What happened to my sword? No, what happened to my sword? Why is there fern? What's gonna happen is that you're gonna fight them, but your chance of falling into the void is lessened, because the room that you're fighting in, right, has a lot of space and coverage. There's a lot of area to fight. You can even W tap combo them off. Now, while some of the fights will become on straight bridges, because after you kill them on this platform, you're gonna that wasn't great. Now, while after fighting them on this platform, you are just gonna continue straight bridging. Oh my god, I suck at bridging. What's gonna happen is that some of your fights is also gonna end up in a narrow bridge fight. Basically, okay, another main tip I'll give you. For narrow bridge fights, straight left and right to control your knockback. Straight left and right, and try when you're about to hit them, turn this way. That is all. That's all my tips for general flow of the game. What I'm showing you guys is not what you should do, not what I should do, like my playstyle. Because what I'm showing you guys is what everyone's going to do. It's a general thing. It's not like a one-time thing. Oh, this is my game sense. Oh, you should platform. No, I didn't make it up. Everyone's gonna do it. Because if you don't know how to do it, you're gonna get so left out. That's all. I think that's all I want to cover. I'll answer more questions in the tournament Discord. That is all for today. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye, and thank you so much for 300 subscribers. Yay!